What is up, guys? Today I'd like to speak about the Blues vs Hurricanes game. This game was as predicted. It was a clash of the backlines. This was an exciting rugby match down in Auckland, New Zealand, an afternoon or evening game. Some natural light and a capacity 43,000 person crowd in attendance, which was fantastic to see. You know, for us South Africans and people around the world in the rugby world, to see people watching rugby, fans enjoying the environment. It was actually quite delightful, honestly, to watch this match. The match was played in good spirits. There was a try where I think it was Dane Coles who scored, and the Hurricanes players tried to get under Beauden Barrett's skin, roughing his head, and he just gave them a smile. And you know, you could see he's just grateful to be out on the park. He wasn't looking for the fight. He didn't mean any malice. So good vibes all around during this game. The game was of particular the people paid particular attention to this match. As we know, this was the debut of Beauden Barret with the Auckland Blues, the highly anticipated debut of him, the New Zealand All Blacks fly-off and fullback, as well as Dan Carter, the return of Dan Carter coming back from Japan. Personally, I was also looking forward to that. However, he was not picked in the match day 23, but I look forward to him playing in their next fixture next week. So I'd like to start off with my rankings and my ratings that I've given the Blues players out of 10. So I'll start with Alex Hodgman, the loosehead prop. I gave him a 6, decent scrummaging effort. A clean effort, and he came off on the 66th minute of the game. Yeah, not much to be said about him. James Parsons, the hooker, I gave him a 6.5 out of 10. He led the Blues defensively, and another clean effort from him too. Ofa Tuungafasi, the tight head prop of the Auckland Blues, I gave him a 7.5. This man was actually quite outstanding today. Resolute defense, great ball carries, great scrummaging, cleans, line-out support. Every aspect of his game was good, and I look to see him bold on this performance in the upcoming weeks. Patrick Tuipulotu was my forward man of the match. He was the best forward of the day. The physical Locke was exactly what the Blues needed. He captained the boys, led from the front with his pink hair. This is a man mountain. I've actually met him personally here in Cape Town a few years ago. Lovely chap, great friendly guy, has got a lot of banter, and I look forward to him and the Blues. Just seeing him leading the Blues out weekly, he was fantastic today. Then at number 5, Josh Goodhue, I've given him a 7. Also a gutsy performance from him, and he put in a lot of graft, and on the 79th minute you could see his defensive work at the forefront of the Blues team. He worked hard today, and I liked what I saw from him in the lineouts as well. At number 6, the flank Tom Robinson, I've given him an 8. He was great at the breakdown, great carries. He prevented a try from being scored. Massive effort on his part. I can't fault him there, and I just liked what I saw from the young man. At number 7, Blake Gibson, I've given him a 5. He was alright. He gave his best efforts at the breakdowns. He was relatively quiet today for New Zealand back row. I'd like to see more from him in the coming weeks. Then at 8, we've got Hoskins Satutu, the bullocking 8th man. I gave him a 7.5. This man, he gave a lot of good carries, a lot of clean work during the day. Yeah, and it's definitely a performance he can build on. At number 9, we've got Sam Locke. I've given him a 7.5. Sam was good. He definitely set Oteri Black up tremendously during the day. The forwards led by Patrick Tuipulotu gave him good clean ball for him just to pass it off the base, get it to Oteri and out to the outside backs. It was a good day from Sam Locke. Oteri Black, the fly half of the Auckland Blues, I gave him an 8 out of 10. Precise goal kicking as well as his territorial game. He led the Blues when they needed to be in the Hurricanes half. He put them there. So his aerial and his territorial game was good. Every aspect of his game defensively, and when he needed to take the ball up and put pressure on the Hurricanes defensive line, he did just that. As I said with Sam Locke, so did Oteri Black. He gave Rieko and the number 12 involved some great clean ball for them to go and set the outside backs up for numerous tries. At 11, Caleb Clark, the young man, I've given him an 8 out of 10. Scored a great try. The first try of the match was scored by Caleb Clark. And this man, he had over 100 running meters on the day. Just a fantastic day from him, and he's my best back of the day. He really worked today, and I can see why he's in the starting lineup. He worked well with Rieko as well. TJ Fayani, the number 12, I've given him a 6 out of 5, a good clean performance on his part, and I look forward to seeing what he can bring to the rest of the season. Rieko Ioane, I've given Rieko a 7 or a 7.5. Rieko Ioane was fantastic. He looked deadly from the beginning, exploited the holes at outside centre, the Hurricanes' defensive holes. I loved every minute of his game, and he looks as though he's growing in outside centre. I thought his best position was wing, but to see what's happening with the Blues and under Leonard McDonald's guidance, I can see Rieko Ioane going quite far, as he's got the necessary size and pace to play the outside centre position. At 14, I thought Mark Talia was fantastic today when he swapped onto the right wing after making a big impact on the left wing. Didn't take much time for the 23-year-old to make amends. He constantly put the Hurricanes under a lot of pressure with the good ball that he got from the inside backs of the Blues, and therefore I've given him a 7.5. Beauden Barrett was fantastic from the back today, good territorial kicking game. He had a lovely inside ball which he gave to create the Blues' second try, so I've given Barrett a 7. All in all, I thought that the Blues, led by Leonard McDonald, did a fantastic job of keeping that attacking fire. They've done well to use their new recruits, and I can only look forward to what they plan on doing with Dan Carter in the future, a man of his stature. But at the same time, I'd like to give props to Aotearoa Black today. Fantastic kicking game, lovely attacking game, and I can't wait to see how they combine Aotearoa Black, Dan Carter and Beauden Barrett, all three, as we know, can play fly off, and they are the three of them are tactical geniuses. With regards to the Hurricanes, it was a different story for them. Even though the match, the final score with 30-20 tells a different story. This was more of a backline affair. The Hurricanes forwards are quite dismal, to be honest. Just a bad day at the office for the Hurricanes forwards. So I've given the loose head prop Fraser Armstrong a 4. Really not his best afternoon in Auckland. He was subbed at the 41st minute. He struggled in the scrums. Defensively, he was nowhere. I just thought he could do more. And Dan Coles scored a lovely try on the right trams early on in the game, and I think his presence wasn't really felt after that try. I've given Dan a 6, knowing what he can do. His line-out throwing was decent, but at times he gave a few sketchy balls which could have been contested by the Blues better. The tight head prop Tyrell Lomax, I've given him a 5. As I said with the loose head, he kept the scrum stable for most of the game, but not that the Hurricanes had a solid way, any real positive, strong scrums. So on his part, just a flat 4 really. James Blackwell at number 4, Locke, I've given him a 6 out of 10. He was decent in the lineouts, carries, and defensively his presence was felt. He can do more though. The worst player on the field today, I felt, however, was Scott Scrafton. The number 5 Locke, I've given him a 3. He had a seriously quiet night in Auckland. I'm not too sure what his issue was, but I could see that the coaches weren't satisfied with his performance either. Bad line-out takes, barely any carries, missed tackles. Yeah, he really needs to improve if he wants to keep his number 5 jersey in the Hurricanes starting team. He was subbed at the 41st minute, and I think it was for the best, to be honest. Reed Principe at number 6, I've given him a 6 out of 10. He was decent at the breakdowns, decent carries. He needs to do more for this team if they want to start winning some games in the future. At number 7, we've got Duplessis Karifi. I've given him a 5. Quiet day for him at the breakdown. As we know, the 7 should be doing more at the breakdowns, and defensively the man just wasn't potent, and he didn't put any pressure on the Blues attack on defense. Then we have Gareth Evans, the 8th man. He was alright, gave a few decent carries. I've given him a 6. He also needs to do more. TJ Perenara, he gave a few smart kicks and a few decent passes. I've given him a 7. He can do more. However, he led the boys well today. At moments, he was a bit shaky and slightly inconsistent. However, a decent performance from TJ Perenara, a man who takes great pride in his work. He can do more, but a decent performance out in Auckland today. At number 10, we've got Jackson Garden Bachop. I've given him a 6, a sizzling 6. He was okay today, to be honest. He wasn't that sizzling at 10. Ontario Black completely overshadowed him. Yeah, his goal kicking was fine. Defensively, he wasn't any presence to be felt, and on attack, he just pretty much just shifted the ball. He didn't ever look to attack the gain line, so I'd like to see more from him. Ben Lamb scored a lovely try for the Hurricanes early on, but then a relatively quiet afternoon for him. Knowing what he can do, I've given him a 5. I'd like to see more from him and the Hurricanes, including more in their attacking game as the weeks progress in the Super Rugby New Zealand competition. Then Ngani Laumapi, the number 12, the bullocking number 12, didn't have his best outing today. I've given him a 5. He was often sandwiched between 2 tacklers, so he was heavily marked. So I understand that the Blues defensive system really shut him down, and that contributed to his low ranking. He needs to get better, and they need to find ways to help use him to exploit the opposition's defense more often. Vince Arson, I've given him a 6 out of 10. Vince gave some decent balls out wide to Lamb, and he set some of the boys up. A relatively quiet afternoon from him too. The same with Wes Goosen at 14. I've given him a 5. Quiet afternoon from him. Not too much defensive or attacking positivities on his part. And at fullback, Chase Tiatia, I've given him a 6. I can't say much more that I haven't said about the other players with regards to Chase at fullback as well, and Wes Goosen and all these guys, is that they need to pull their socks up. They need to get better if they want the Hurricanes to win any games this season, to be honest, because the Highlanders, which is generally a flat franchise, have been looking good. We've got the Blues looking extremely potent. We know the Crusaders are always a powerhouse. Having a bye week this week. The Chiefs, generally good. They had a great game against the Highlanders as well, and they gave them a run for their money. With the Highlanders upsetting them last night. And then the Hurricanes, they just, right now, I would have to say that the Hurricanes are at the bottom of my ranking in terms of New Zealand teams and their potency. However, they have a great, on paper they look great, and I'd expect more from them in the coming weeks. And lastly, Ardie Savea coming on with half an hour left. He was solid. I understand that he's come back from a long injury layoff, so considering that, he was alright. I've given him a 5. He did what he could and what he needed to do, but he, as he looks to start probably in the following fixture, the All Black flanker, yeah, I'd like to see him ball in that performance too. But the Hurricanes right now, as I said before, probably the weakest team in New Zealand Super Rugby domestic campaign at the moment. But at the same time, anything can happen. It's week 1 after a long COVID-19 pandemic layoff. I'd like to see them improve, but the afternoon was fantastic. I'd like to congratulate New Zealand Rugby on a fantastic and successful Super Rugby round 1 there, which was great. Yeah, and I look forward to round 2. I want to see the Crusaders get some action, and see where they're at, and then really make a conclusive list of power rankings of these New Zealand teams and where they rank amongst each other.